my, holy shit.
So, welcome everyone. Megovan and Melanine, welcome to the Why Ukraine live stream. And I see everybody's here. I did notice that Rick the Ukrainian is streaming right now too. That's cool. So if you happen to jump over from Rick, feel free to watch him and then jump over here. Or Rick likes to stream for like 6 or 7 hours at a time. The dude like goes for a long time. He's a Ukrainian streamer who raises a bunch of money. So everyone, welcome, and I'd like to introduce to you the dude. So those of you who are who follow the live stream, you know that we are doing a fundraiser, and I will in fact show it here. Yeah, hopefully I can figure that out. There we go. So we're doing a fundraiser to buy a car for a certain unit in the ZSU, and it turns out that this is you're looking at the person who is pictured here kissing a cat. How do you feel about your giant face on the internet kissing a cat, dude?
Oh man, I thought it was hilarious because I mean, there's so many pictures that you have of me, and you chose that one.
I know, dude. I know.
I saw it, and I was like, oh my god, no. But it's okay, you know. It's whatever.
You know, it's a war, man. We got to make sacrifices. Yeah, so Cheryl, thank you for coming, and we've got some other people in the group. Herb, Michelle, Anna, thank you guys all for coming. I think so the dude, what do you want us to call you? Should we just call you the dude for now?
You can call me the dude or Casey, whatever.
Okay, all right. Casey sounds better. It's easier for me to remember, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to. Oh shit! How do I fucking close that? Hang on. Stop screen sharing. There we go. Yeah. So.
Nice.
Oh, Mark, thank you for coming. Yeah. So as some of you guys know, last week I basically told you that this man was dead. Because I thought he was, you know. I literally thought that you were, and it turns out you were not. So, and I oh, Shere Khan, hey, thank you for coming. We are, by the way, we are doing the T-shirt raffle, and oh, Baba Yaga, thank you for attending our live stream today, and Casey, you're wearing your fancy clothes today.
Fancy clothes? Like, I guess, I don't know, the traditional Ukrainian button thing, whatever they call it.
Yeah, shirt, whatever.
That's not so bad.
So you are now kind of in the western part of Ukraine now, resting and recuperating, I guess. Which is cool. Looks like you got a nice place to stay. That's good.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, super cool. So, so tell us what happened, because I personally have gotten some information, but not everything. So tell us everything that. Yeah, oh yeah, you've got to take your shirt off to tell this story.
Oh no. Oh man, I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's been lots of missions. For a second there, we were going on missions back to back.
Yeah.
Like maybe like a couple days rest, and then they'd say, "Okay, time for another mission," and we were just basically like we just kept rotating over and over, and which was not what I'm used to, but that's okay. That's what I came here for, anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was lots of chaotic things going on, obviously. But yeah, this last one I got injured.
Yeah.
I don't know really what to touch
Shrapnel,
on.
grenade.
Yeah. So it's funny. My paperwork says I was hit with I was shot, but the truth is I was actually there was a grenade drop from a DJI drone.
Wow.
So yeah, they got me in the foot, and which was pretty lucky compared to a lot of the other people. You know, I could be unalived right now, but here I am. But no, yeah, I got like some shrapnel in my leg and some shrapnel in my foot. They were able to take the shrapnel out of my foot, but they said it'd be better to keep the shrapnel in my leg because it's lodged like very deep and could do more damage taking it out. So here, you know, whatever.
Can you?
It's not the first time I've been injured, huh?
Yeah. Can you feel it? Like
I can. It sucks. Yeah, I can feel it right now. It's been I don't even know how long since I actually got the injury, but it's been quite some time.
Yeah.
And no, yeah, I definitely still feel it. It's like a sharp. I could feel the sharp, foreign object in my leg. It kind of sucks.
Yeah. So, did they? Oh, Mark in our chat just asked, did they give Purple Heart medals in Ukraine? Do they?
Mark,
Something like that.
They don't give Purple Heart. They have an equivalent. It's oh man, what was it? Wounded for Ukraine.
Okay.
I think there's like 3 different severities, but yeah, they don't really give out too many medals for Foreign Legion guys. So
yeah, I mean, I know have heard of some of them getting medals. I've heard of some guys getting medals for being wounded and then not getting any health care. So yeah, so you know, I mean, it's good that you got decent. It sounds like you got decent health care. You know.
Yeah. Healthcare, it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Cool. I've heard some horror stories with the healthcare system here in Ukraine.
Well, I mean, I've heard worse horror stories in America, so you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's surprising though. People actually like have a little bit more faith in the medical system here. I think they actually have really good medical industry.
My personal experience has been really good. I am actually paying privately for a physiotherapist now, but just because my local my physiotherapist got in a fight with my doctor over me and left the hospital because the doctor wanted me to be treated in a like an old Soviet style way, because I'm out here in the fucking oblasts, you know, and they wanted me to do all this shit that doesn't make sense for my injury. And I knew that too. And he was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And if they try to make me do it, I'll fucking leave. So, cause he has his own practice. He has his own practice in Bucha, or he's part of a clinic in Bucha. He was just coming down here to like help people. He's like, well, fuck you then. I don't need to, you know, if you're going to fight me on everything. So anyway, so I pay for him privately, but it's 500 grivnas per session, you know, that's like, what is that, $10, $15, something like that. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah. When you think
compared
about
to, you know, the West
America, yeah, exactly. He'd never used Zoom before, so I taught him to use Zoom, and so now he still comes down here to do in-person sessions, but now like about half of our sessions are online. And what's cool about that now is, now that I've taught him how to do Zoom, he's able to help like other people or soldiers or whatever, because he helps a lot of amputees. That's mainly, you know, what he works with. So
there's a lot of them.
Yeah, for sure. But... yeah, Cheryl says, she says, I personally love that cat picture. So,
oh man, well, this is my friend's house. I'm just like kind of couch surfing in Ukraine right now because they gave me the medical leave. But yeah.
Oh, that picture behind you. Oh, what is that? It's a ship on
No, that's a sailboat.
Yeah, it's a sailboat. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't see a cat picture. Huh.
Oh yeah, somebody asked. Nate asked, "Can you ask him if the injury is giving you issues with running or like doing squats or shit like that?"
So I imagine it will, because just sitting down, if I sit on it the wrong way, or if I'm like trying to go to sleep and I lay down, I definitely feel the piercing pain. So I imagine it will, although the doctors told me it shouldn't, and eventually my body will encapsulate it. It'll form
like a
thing
cyst
around it
or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works, but I mean, supposedly it'll be fine. Maybe it's too early. Not sure. If it persists, I'll probably have to get it checked, in like Poland or something. But we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny how, I mean, my injury actually was so stupid, you know. I mean, didn't you sprain your ankle at one point too?
I broke my ankle.
Oh,
and it was a very stupid way of how how it happened. But yeah. Oh wait. Oh no, that was something else. Never mind.
Yeah. I remember you broke your ankle. Okay. And it was like jumping out of a IFV or some shit, right?
No, it was a pickup truck.
Oh, a pickup truck. Okay.
Yeah, pickup truck. I had the M240 Bravo, bunch of ammunition. I didn't gauge my body weight accompanied with all that ammo. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm just going to jump out of here like it's just me. And I didn't account for that extra weight. Boom.
Easy to do. It's easy to do.
My ankle, it sucked.
For sure.
And it's funny. I got sent to like 4 different hospitals to get it like a cast. And each hospital just gave me like a brace, like a new like they take the old brace and just give me a new one. Like, just what is the point of that? And why do I keep going to all these different hospitals? Just give me the brace and let me go.
Okay. I guarantee. I'm willing to bet you that is an example of like Ukrainian bureaucratic corruption, because they get paid by the government, right? So every hospital that they send you to, that's another hospital that gets paid by the government, right? So that means that maybe I don't know, maybe it's like these hospitals are like, okay, well, we're going to send you to our friends over here so they get a little piece of your money too, you know, and over here and over here. And so on the logs, you know, you're getting treated in 4 places, but it's exactly the same thing in 4. That's funny, actually.
Yeah. And it probably says that they gave me an actual cast when really they just gave me a brace.
Probably. What's funny is that when they were treating my arm last year, this is after I, you know, left the training and stuff. Eventually, I couldn't find a good physiotherapist, and so they sent me to I guess a surgeon or a surgeon is what he was, and he put me in a cast, like an arm cast from here to here, and when I finally got to talk to an actual, you know, doctor who had some expertise in that, they were like, yeah, that didn't help you at all. It did nothing. All it did was like I guess in some ways it immobilized my arm so that I didn't feel as much pain. You know, it was just really strange that, like, I think that you have the same or similar issues in American healthcare too, especially when you're outside of the big cities. Maybe you don't have the like qualified specialists as much, you know. You just have like sort of general practitioners, and they, you know, So
I never experienced that.
Yeah,
not in the States. But,
I have.
It happens though.
Yeah, I have, unfortunately, in New Mexico, you know. So you were saying, how did you get hurt this time? Do you remember even? Because I mean,
yeah, I do. So we actually had it had to have been like a Russian drone team, maybe like with like 2 actual flight operators, because like a drone would leave for like maybe 15 minutes, but then a new one would come with another grenade, and they were just like taunting us the whole time we were trying to get to our position. The whole time they were just taunting us, and I remember thinking like, so I've navigated around drones before, and I've been pretty lucky. But this time it seemed like I'm not sure what it was, and we had a drone jammer, but you have to be careful. You don't want to jam like a friendly drone or anything.
Right.
But it was crazy because like normally I can conceal my body heat pretty well, but this time it seemed like the thermals, they were right on point every time. They kept like catching me, and I'm not sure what that's
So what do you do? Do you try to like hide under the trees or something to get away from that?
Yeah, so especially near the front, the ground is pretty hot, and the trees are pretty warm as well, and shrubs and stuff like that. So typically, if you conceal yourself, you kind of on the thermal they see like a blob, which is like a bush or a tree, and if you kind of just blend yourself into that,
right,
in the thermal, you just like look like a part of it,
Right.
But
I've had a lot of time to study these things.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. Yeah. But yeah, man. So I guess like I was definitely burning way hotter than the things that were around me on this particular night. And they were able to see my heat signature just so easily, and there had to have been like 15 grenade drops, very, 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 very close.
They were coming for you.
I kept getting lucky. Excuse me?
They were really coming for you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like we're gonna get that guy,
Oh yeah. They were definitely. They knew we were in that particular set of like trees and stuff, and they were looking for us. And it's funny, like on the video on the recon, you think there's like it looks like it's denser, but then you get there, and it's like sometimes there's nothing there. It's just complete scorched earth. Sometimes you're lucky and there's a little bit left. But no, we got there thinking there was going to be some dense forest area, and it was there was hardly any concealment, and it was a shit show. So, but yeah, so like these grenades kept coming. Things were going crazy. There was like some firefights, blah blah blah. This a drone comes, and mind you, I'm with like some new guys, so it's like they're not fully trained, and they don't really know how to react when there's a drone, and so like you got to be completely still, like still. On a thermal, you're warm.
Any motion is picked up.
Yeah, any motion it'll detect you, and there's no getting comfortable when the squad leader says freeze. That means completely fucking stop. Like literally, like do not fucking move.
Right.
And your heat signature should blend in with something, and dead things don't move, so they'll think maybe you're just a fucking blob of heat or something. But nah, man. Some of the new guys, they'd stop, and then they'd like try to get comfortable, and then boom, the drone light would turn on, and they'd fucking send a grenade, and boom, right, and someone would get fucking injured, and we'd have to take care of that. They'd go and try to switch out with the other drone guy while they re-put like a new grenade on the other one. So it seemed like they were taking shifts. Anyways, I freaking how I got injured. I came up this last drone where I did get injured. So we heard it coming. We had some time. I got up to a tree that was actually in some shrubs, so it was like kind of ideal. So the drone came up like I'm here, the tree's here, and like the drone came up from this flank, right?
Yeah.
And I'm hiding on this side of the tree, not moving at all. But then for some reason, I guess, I don't know, my heat signature or something, but the drone all of a sudden circled back this way and just hovered there for a second. Like I was trying to analyze my heat signature and figure out, looking for any movements, trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm just like staying very still. Not even, like I'm focusing on my breathing, and
Yeah.
everything, trying not to move at all. And then the drone was released. Like the light turned on.
So when you say the light turns on, what does that look like when the light turns on? Is it just like a red light or a floodlight or what?
It's like it almost looks like a white, like a little utility light, like
really, yeah,
a little flashlight, like
yeah.
So when it
drops
like your keychain
or when
or
it's
something.
about to drop, it turns on a light.
Yeah, like when you see the light, it saw something, and a grenade is like right when the light turns on, the latch is going to release the pin from the grenade and drop it.
Wow.
So you see that light, they've identified you, and there's a grenade about to fall around you somewhere or on top of you.
Yeah. So, wow. And you're like,
you have like a couple seconds.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's so crazy that they why would they even have that light that turns on though? You're not the first person to tell me about this though. Guy I met last week who was getting drone training, American dude, kind of. He was in not Kupiansk, but somewhere up there. Oh, maybe Volchansk. Maybe that's where he was. I can't remember. Anyway, he was saying that the Russian drones fly around with their lights on sometimes, like the reconnaissance drones. They have like red lights and white lights and shit. I'm like, why? That's crazy. Like why would they even do that? But Russia.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah.
But
so you saw the light turn on. Did you try to like run or jump or?
Well, on that topic, sometimes the Russians actually do put tape over it. And it does block the light. I'm not sure why the past few drones I've seen have had the light on, but So what was your question?
Oh yeah. So when you saw the light come on, what did you do then? Did you jump or fucking?
No, I didn't. I basically. I was behind like I was up against like a pretty decent sized tree. So I basically just army crawled very, 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 very fast over to the other side. And then literally like 1 second later,
wow,
the grenade dropped. But it was
that probably saved your life.
Yeah, so I think the trunk of the tree took the brunt of the force.
Yeah.
And I just got a couple shrapnel pieces.
That's amazing.
And of course I had like kind of, you hear that and then you like come to, and then you're like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, I still got all my pieces.
So you were really close to the blast. It probably would have fallen like directly on you, essentially, if you hadn't moved at that moment.
If it dropped, I remember seeing the explosion. It dropped maybe like 2-3 feet where I was sitting up against that tree.
Wow. That's fucking amazing.
So yeah, if I would have stayed in that when the light turned on, I had like a split second option. There's been times you have to like gauge it. Like there's been times where I've just stayed still, and then they go somewhere.
They go away. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's been times where I don't know. This time I was just lucky that I chose the option that I chose. Like if I would have stayed there, I wouldn't be here right now, or maybe I'd be like very, very, very messed up right now. But yeah, I made the decision like, okay, they've identified me. They've initiated the drone, the grenade dropping process. I'm moving to the other side of the tree.
Yeah.
And so
it
worked.
Cheryl in our group, Cheryl says she has a friend with a calyx kidney stone who has to go out of network to get it treated, and she's going to have to pay for it herself. It's going to bankrupt her, right? Cheryl, you should literally tell your friend to come to Ukraine. Like, no shit, come to Ukraine. Like, lots of Europeans do this. Europe, I often say that Ukraine is like the Mexico of Europe. Like, people come here for health treatments because it's cheaper and higher quality than what you would get anyway. You tell your friend Cheryl that she could literally fly to Ukraine, probably live here for a whole freaking year, live in a nice, safe, quiet part of the west of Ukraine. I could even tell her where to go and get all of her treatments probably for free or very close to free, a couple $1,000s maximum. I mean, you could live here for $500, $1,000 a month. You know, if somebody's on like Medicaid, or Social Security. You know, like I know retired dudes who, you know, they were in the army, or they have a little bit of a pension but not very much, and they just live here. You know, there's like one of my neighbors down the street's American. He's 75 years old. He's like, I'm not fucking leaving. You know, he gets all the health care he needs. You know. Shere Khan says they'll make her drink that petroleum water. Okay, so that's a joke. There's a place in Ukraine called Truskovets, which is like a big healthcare area where it's kind of a health tourism area, and they're famous for having this water that's they have like 3 different kinds of water. It's like, you know, not hot springs, but some kind of magical springs that supposedly. Oh shit, that's right, Shere Khan. That is the water that is supposed to get rid of kidney stones. That's actually what it's literally for. It's a special water. You drink a shit ton of it, and it dissolves your kidney stone. Holy crap! Yeah. All right, Cheryl. I'm gonna message you. I'm gonna get with your friend, and she's got to come to Ukraine. That's it. That you know, you guys come here and spend like 90 days. Mark says a former doctor of mine got her colonoscopy in India because it was only $150. Dude, a colonoscopy would not cost $150 here. No way. Like, just to have somebody look in your butt? Like, no. That's no. Yeah, okay, yeah. So Cheryl, $600 a month is livable here. That's the base pay for the army. Yeah, Shere Khan knows more about this water treatment that they do. It's a special water, comes out of the ground in you know, this special town, and people come from all over the world just to live 21-day treatment, just like he said, live there and drink this water. Anyway, Cheryl says, tell me about the petroleum water. Yeah, Shere Khan, I will let you tell Cheryl all about it in the chat if you want. And it really does fucking taste like motor oil. And you're not supposed to let it touch your teeth. And they give you like these special cups with straws so you can drink it without letting it touch your teeth, because I guess supposedly it will destroy your teeth. That's what they say anyway. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, man. So that happened. So did you, like, what happened? Do you remember what happened after you got, you know, after the explosion, after the grenade? How long did it take you to get to safety or to the hospital or whatever? Did they give you a tourniquet?
Well, the guy I was with was new, so he didn't really know like what to do.
Classic.
But it's okay because I have good training. So I basically just well, I knew where I felt the pain, right? I kind of brushed first there to see if it was bleeding. Initially, I actually didn't feel any blood. I didn't see any blood. It was pretty dark, but I didn't feel any moistness or anything. So I was like,
I mean, if it didn't hit like a vein or an artery or something,
I was very lucky.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, but I definitely felt like there had to have been like a hole, but I couldn't quite pinpoint where it was. But I was like feeling around, and I definitely knew there was a hole. So I grabbed my tourniquet, and I put the tourniquet on all the way like you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, damn, like if this is on for an hour, I'm gonna lose my leg. So
yeah,
I gotta get to a safe zone, some kind of place with decent cover where I can like properly evaluate.
Yeah.
Without worrying about like more grenades and artillery.
And I'm guessing there was no chance of a medevac vehicle coming to you.
No, it took. Oh, geez, it took a long time. It took a long time. So if I would have kept the tourniquet on, I would have lost my leg. But luckily, I was able to get to a place, take the tourniquet off, apply stuff the hole, apply the bandage.
You did that yourself, to yourself.
I tried to do it myself at first. I'm not gonna. Maybe you can call me a little kitty cat or whatever, bro. But like,
dude.
It was rough, man. I was like, dude, if I don't do this, I'm probably gonna bleed out.
Yeah.
But like, no, I had to find. Once I got to a safe zone, there was maybe like 2 medics there that were able to help me.
Oh, thank God.
So they
and so you were probably still going like, ah!
Yeah, and then they were like, "Oh, let me help you," and I was like, "Thanks."
Yeah.
But he looked at it, and they didn't realize it was so bad. They called it in on the radio. Yeah, it was crazy, and it did take quite some time for the medevac vehicle to get there.
Yeah. So that's a good opportunity to talk about medical evacuation vehicles. What's the vehicle situation like in your unit?
In my unit, oh man, we recently had so before the fundraiser, we had already lost maybe like 2 vehicles. And then recently with these new missions that we had going on back to back, we lost another, all that I know of, I think it's just 1, but I'm not sure. I have to check. I'd have to ask somebody exactly how many, but I know for a fact that we definitely lost 1 this past like month.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty much just a constant thing,
Yeah, and it sucks because we only have like 3 vehicles that are like we use for driving, getting us around. If we have to buy like
3 vehicles for the whole company.
Yeah. The platoon.
The platoon. Okay.
Yeah, for the platoon. So that's kind of rough. But we manage from time to time. It's hard to get the drivers to do their job, but you just gotta, suka.
So the drivers are Ukrainian.
Yeah, the drivers are Ukrainian,
and they don't want to go into the combat zone, obviously.
Oh no, there's been instances where like there's too much artillery. There's someone we need to go pick up, and they don't want to go because they're just like, it's too much. There's too much artillery. They don't want to risk their lives. They want to go back home to their families.
Sure.
So once the artillery calms down, then maybe they'll go. But until that happens, they'll just kind of turn around and call it a mission failure and just kind of leave whoever's out there not leave them there, but like they're going to have to wait a little longer,
Yeah.
And that could mean life or death,
or losing your leg.
Or losing your leg. Yeah, it only takes roughly an hour to lose your leg with a tourniquet on. And I mean, one guy, he was out there for several days waiting for an evac, and the infection ended up killing him.
Yeah.
He went under hypothermia, he had shock, and he ended up dying out there.
Wow, man. Wow. Well, that's a great segment to
just giving it to you straight.
For sure. No, that's a great segment to talk about our, let's see here. Yes, this raffle that we are doing, guys, okay, is for not just for like the International Legion in general, not just for Alpha Company of the 1st Battalion. Okay, not even to be honest, not even for like your platoon. This is for you to use out there for your platoon, and we've talked about this, and I've talked about this on the stream before. What can happen is if you give a donation, and I'm not saying people shouldn't give donations to a unit or to a brigade or whatever, but then that belongs to the brigade and can be reassigned at any moment at will by one of the commanders, and who knows where it will end up, and it might go to the soldiers that you want it to go to, and then it might not. So this truck, whatever truck we're gonna buy, and let's hope we can find a decent one, is going to stay with your specific unit, Casey. That's the thing. And Shere Khan, thank you for asking, because we're going to do a raffle today. And I think that, I don't know, what do you guys think? I feel like now is a good time. What do you guys think? Should we do it? By the way, so this raffle, oh my God, I don't even have it up on my screen. I'm a freaking idiot sometimes, I swear. I swear to God. Okay, so the raffle is for this exact T-shirt. So what this is the T-shirt that Shere Khan was wearing. So he, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the right T-shirt. So this is the T-shirt that Shere Khan was wearing when I did a live stream. When was that? Like, was that June, Shere Khan? So Shere Khan, who's in our
Okay, Jackie.
Shere Khan, who's in our chat right now, came out to Ukraine and comes out here regularly, and we did a live stream together, and he was wearing this shirt, and some people wanted it, and I said, okay, we're going to do a raffle for it. So yeah, that is the plan. So yeah, it was June, isn't it? So you don't have to be here to win the raffle. So I know a lot of people are watching a different live stream right now, Rick the Ukrainian or whatever. So basically, I mean, there was one time the last person who won. Yeah, this is. Hang on, I will. This is the raffle here, and we have a lot of 260 is the total number of tickets that were purchased, and this this total $1,200 is not perfectly accurate, because this only counts money that people donate on the website. You can also donate through PayPal and or buy me a coffee. I just have to input that manually into the total, which takes a little bit of time. So the total might be a little bit higher now. We're trying to get to at least 3,000. We set a goal of 3,500. If we can get to 3,000, that'll get us somewhere. And then Shere Khan just said, James, the people that you help with the drones can also help you get the vehicle. So in other words, the group that I went out in the west of Ukraine to build drones with last week might be able to help get a better vehicle, because 3,000, to be honest, is kind of like the cheapest that you could possibly get a reasonably decent vehicle for, right? Wouldn't you say, Casey? Like,
yeah, with my
5,000.
I saw some decent ones for that price.
Yeah, I mean 5,000 would be better, though.
Yeah, but also you have to consider, like, it's probably gonna get messed up.
Yeah, it's gonna get destroyed. Yeah, I'm counting on that for sure. Oh, Anna.
Hopefully we get some use out of it, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Anna just said, thanks, James. I'll catch the rest later. Can't take the phone in the biogenetics room. Holy shit, Anna, what are you doing? I think she works in one of those bio labs, the
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know. No, she lives in America, but anyhow, so without further ado, you know what? I'm gonna have some ado, because I'm gonna stop screen sharing, and then I'm gonna reinitialize it, because last time I did this, I accidentally shared the screen without the sound on. So I'm double checking the sound. Okay, here we go. All right, guys, here it is. Let's get ready. Here's our raffle. And I hope that was suitably dramatic there.
That was pretty awesome, I think.
Yeah. So Klaus, by the way, Klaus Dieter, he's probably donated, I don't know, at least $400 towards this truck. He's one of maybe 500, maybe 6. I don't even know. So I'm really glad, Klaus, that you finally won. He doesn't usually catch our streams, but I have his email, and I will email him, and you will receive this awesome T-shirt. Unfortunately, it will not smell like Shirkan. It will be a new T-shirt, but the same one. So there we go. Yeah. Oh, thin Santa. Okay. Wait, thin Santa. Is that? Oh, Klaus Dieter. Right. Of course, because his name's Klaus, right? So there we go. That's the joke. I get it. Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, there we go, guys. I hope that was awesome for all of you. And boosh. There we are. Now we're back. Yeah. So that's kind of just to help like motivate people as we go along, because this is like the biggest fundraiser that I've done so far for a single item, basically. And I just feel like I want people to stay motivated. And Klaus, of all the people, has donated like a shit ton, And and by the way, you should know that Shere Khan in our chat here, he's the guy who bought your mags. Remember the mags that I sent you?
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Dude, those have saved lives. Seriously.
Awesome.
No, yeah. I've lost several.
Yeah, I bet.
But I mean, that's why I needed extras,
Yeah.
It was very good investment. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, he paid for I can't remember how many I sent you, but it was like $200 worth or something like that, and he just bought them all, straight out. So
that was very nice of him.
Everything that was needed. So yeah, pretty freaking rad. Yeah, Shere Khan will be happy to. Shere Khan actually he has military experience in the States, and also like medical experience. So thanks, Cheryl. You like my so I've been doing I've been playing around with on my YouTube shorts. Like I've been playing around with like all kinds of different fucking music. And I don't know if I'm really raising any money that way, but I am, putting a link to the website and all that shit. So I choose like really strange music to go along with the shorts. So like recently, I think I had Aphex Twin. I've been doing a lot of Aphex Twin on my like tours of Ukraine, or like tours of different things and stuff with like weird music playing in the background. But also I made a bunch of videos of me building drones last week. And then what I've done is I just went on YouTube and found like what's the most popular music right now, and just added that music to the as the background sound for the video, which actually means that whoever made the music actually gets the money for who gives a shit? It's like 10 cents, but unfortunately this means that I also had to listen to some of that music. Holy shit. Have you ever heard of Post Malone?
Oh, yeah, I have. Yeah.
Do you like Post Malone?
Oh, maybe like one song.
Yeah, I can't stand him. Okay, but there's a bunch of videos coming out, and some of them have already come out on YouTube of me building drones to the tune of Post Malone, fucking a bunch of shitty ass rap that I don't even remember or care about, like Little Yachty or some shit. And
Never heard of him.
yeah, I know. And there's a new Billie Eilish song that's all about eating people's underwear. Yeah. It's really something.
Bro, it's fucking weird, man.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm talking about. It's really hilarious.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
I just imagine you don't know what you're clicking on, and then this song plays about eating someone's underpants.
Well, it's a trick either way. It's a trick either way, right? Because some people are clicking on it because they want to hear the music, and then it turns out, oh, it's just some fucking guy building drones. And then other people click on it because they're like, oh, I want to see this guy building drones. And then they're like, what the fuck is this music? Yeah. So either way, they're going to be punished, basically.
Yeah. A little shock factor. It's all right. Throw a little trauma in there.
Yeah. Exactly. It's the idea. So, yeah, man, I mean, I'm really glad to have you on. We are just here to kind of shoot the shit. And I would like to say anybody who, some of you have already asked questions. If you want to ask Casey any questions about fucking anything, I don't know. What kind of hair dye he uses, I don't know, on his beard, whatever.
My beard.
Whatever,
Send it.
You're welcome to ask questions, you guys. Oh, that's a good question. Aussie Bugga asks, will you be talking about Kursk? So this is, I'm not going to do. Yeah, what do you think about what's going on up there? You know what's up. The Ukrainian border invasion. Yeah,
the Ukrainians advancing there.
Yeah,
that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
What do I think about it? Well, when I found out about it, I was thinking, what unit did that, and can I transfer to that unit? Because that was awesome.
Yeah.
But I do think it's a little, I don't know, it's a little odd. There's a lot of unknowns. I haven't looked too far into it, but there's a lot of unknowns. I'd have to look into it a little further.
Well, so what I've found, in just what's being reported is it's only about 300 dudes, 300 Ukrainian soldiers. I think maybe part of the Free Russia Brigade as well as the regular Ukrainian army. I don't know which brigades, but I mean, unless they want to pour a lot more resources in there, they're not going to be able to hold ground. Essentially, it's more, it's more, in my opinion, it's to get Russia off of Pokrovsk and the southern front and force them to pull troops away from other areas where they're putting pressure on guys like you,
mm-hmm.
in other parts of the front line. And yeah,
that could make sense.
Yeah, I mean that was the point. That's what Russia did in invading Kharkiv, Kharkiv Oblast, is basically pulled a lot of support. I mean, to be honest, you might not have gotten injured if Russia had not invaded Kharkiv Oblast, right? So, in other words, Ukraine had to put a bunch of resources up there when it could have and should have been down in like Zaporizhia or Donetsk area, so it's almost like playing fucking, I mean, both sides are playing musical chairs a little bit, or kind of like one of those checker games where I take one, you take the other, and they're just trying to, they can't, but I mean, I think it's awesome. The one thing I will say is like your reaction, which is like, yeah, I want to do that. Most Ukrainians are freaking like awesome. My wife was like, hey, did you hear about Kursk? Blah, 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 and like all of my students are like, yeah, just it's like it's not just a propaganda or like morale thing. It's not just for the memes or the lols. It's also to force the Russians, because like the thing is, if they know that you're always going to just do defense, then they don't have to protect themselves up there. They can just go full on into offense. And I understand that that's kind of what they were doing to you, drone after drone after drone,
Yeah, it's kind of funny. They actually, I was evacuated, and like 2 days later, the people that were holding that position ended up getting surrounded. So somehow the Russians found a way to get behind them.
Yeah.
So there were Russians in front and Russians in back. And they ended up needing to shoot their way out.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not just defense, but yeah. But yeah, I could see how there's a tactical like aspect to.
Yeah, there is a strategy to it. But what's interesting is that like a lot of the Western pundits, I guess you would say, have been like, what's Ukraine doing? Are they insane? This is stupid. Not understanding. Because it does take, they had to take those 300 guys, a brigade or something, from somewhere in order to invade Kursk. But it's like you got to keep your enemy on their toes, basically.
Yeah, keep them guessing. Put stress on the line in one place, and yeah,
exactly.
Do the seesaw thing.
Yeah. So you were eventually medevaced out of there, and just like a random truck, or was it like an M113, or how, do you remember how they got you out of there?
They coordinated. I think they coordinated with like the National Guard, and the National Guard sent the actual like medical BMP. So it was a BMP, but like when the doors open, there's like 2 medics in there with like, it was all decked out for like just medical evac.
Yeah,
and that was awesome. It was the very, very first time that's ever happened.
Yeah.
So that was it was nice to see some progress.
Yeah.
In that.
Yeah, I didn't even know they had just medical BMPs. I knew, like I said, I knew about M113s, but not BMPs. So that's cool. So yeah, progress, that's a question, right? Because do you think it's getting better out there? I mean, from your perspective, the guy in the trenches, what do you think? Or can you say?
Right. I don't really want to say right now, but I think that there's right now is a really like murky water time to be commenting on anything when it comes to the front, because things aren't that great right now. But like eventually there will be a comeback, so to speak. You know what I mean? So we'll end up getting more ground. There's probably going to end up being an offensive eventually, and stuff like that. But I can't comment too much on that stuff.
Yeah, I feel like a big thing. Basically, Ukraine not getting help from the United States for like from October to fucking June, killed a lot of guys. Killed a lot of dudes, and now maybe finally the materials and everything are just finally getting there, but they're not getting to all the units. They're not getting to, there's a priority of who gets what. And frankly, the International Legion, I think, is at the bottom priority of who gets what,
Definitely. It trickles down and then we get whatever's left over. Exactly. Or like the orphan child that just gets like the big brother's torn up pants with like sewn patches.
Exactly. That is why I think it's so important to raise funds and stuff for the International Legion, as opposed. I think good to raise money for Ukraine all around, but it's why I want to focus on that specifically as much as possible.
Yeah, and if you look at some of the special operations units you see that they have fundraising platforms.
Yeah.
They're out there, they have a fundraising platform, they're getting funds in, and they have up-to-date equipment. They have all of the best new stuff, all the modifications, and you might have better training than they do. But when they have up-to-date modified equipment, everything, and they have a continual stream of donations coming in,
it makes a difference.
They could take on more high risk missions. They could do more. They could have a higher success rate, lower casualty rate, which is ideal for every unit. Every unit wants that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a matter of just if you're getting, especially in the Legion, if you're getting all the leftovers, then I think, and they have these guys that are at the top, like it gets to them before it trickles down to us. And they have all of these donation platforms, these fundraising platforms. Like obviously, the Legion needs something like that for sure.
Well, I know that the Legion has itself at the Legion level has multiple NGOs or small charities who that are helping. And that's basically the only reason anybody has anything besides the weapons you hold in your hand. Those is coming from all the stuff that guys get in training, all the gear that they come out of the training centers with that's all donated. A lot of people don't realize that. I think maybe once you get out in the field, your unit might get specific stuff from maybe from the brigade that you're attached to, the Ukrainian brigade, and you guys are attached to. That's interesting. Aussie Bugga, does the Foreign Legion have a public liaison officer? They should. They have a web page and they have a YouTube channel. Let's see.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah. No, they have. I have spoken to them myself because I asked their YouTube and their Facebook. They have a YouTube. They have a Facebook. They have a website here. And so they have, PayPal and all of that. But as far as having a specifically assigned spokesperson for the Legion, I don't.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't think they do, and that's a really good thing. That it would be a really good idea. They really need to, because to be honest, there's a lot of stories flying around about the Legion and what's happening in the Legion and what's not happening, and I mean, yeah. There's just basically this. I mean, my opinion on it. I think that not just individual countries. You know how I don't know if you've seen that Poland now and possibly the Czech Republic are going to start. They have actually sponsored their own international Legion, but it's Ukrainians. So Ukrainians who left. Let's see. Poland, Legion, Ukraine. Let's see if this will come up with. Oh, look. Do you see what this is? Hang on. I will share this tab with you. This is the recruitment page for the 1st Battalion. Pretty interesting. Yeah, that's very new. So anyway, Poland has started this. So this is Poland started its own Ukrainian Legion, and so it's an international Legion, and I guess it will technically be part of the International Legion, but it's for Ukrainians who basically Ukrainians who ran away to Poland or already were living in Poland, and they don't want to go back to Ukraine to join the army, the regular Ukrainian army, because they're afraid that they, will get like a week of training and then, get handed a shovel. And so basically, I guess the Polish government has already trained or is training like 3,000 Ukrainians who were like living in Poland. So now then the Czech Republic is planning on doing the same thing. And like people, Ukrainians who are like, yeah, I speak to Ukrainians all the time who say like, yeah, I'd love to fight, but I'm not going to fight in the Ukrainian army without proper training, without a weapon, and they hear all these rumors. I think those things are improving. I mean, I don't know what your experience is, but I think those things are improving with the in the Ukrainian army. But I wonder how much is changing in. There we go. That looks better. How much is? She bringing you chai or borscht?
Oh, she wants me to go eat some borscht.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it. Of course.
I was like, oh man, she's telling me it's getting cold.
Typical Ukrainian babushka, It's classic.
Such a sweet lady, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. No, yeah.
Very sweet.
Like
gold,
come eat
heart
borscht.
of gold, bro.
Yeah, totally. Exactly. Well, this is good. So, you know what? This is a good time to kind of wrap things up then. So this is awesome, by the way. I hope that I can get, how long do you know roughly before you have to go back?
Oh, geez. I have to report back to my unit like on the 25th, 28th, something like that.
Okay. So we might have time to squeeze in another live stream somewhere in there.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So, because I would love to be able to like send you back with a truck. That's my dream.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
That'd be awesome. Oh, Viper. Hey, Viper, I haven't talked to you in a while. Says, I just had a friend go through the Legion 4th Battalion. 4 weeks of intense training, and we'll still get battalion training. Yeah, that is the thing. So, yeah, I have been told multiple times now that until and unless I am, finished with my physical therapy and I have to be able to do a pull-up, or I won't get a contract with the International Legion.
Yeah, I remember you messed up your wrist.
Yeah, it's so fucking dumb. How many soldiers in the freaking Ukrainian army can even do a pull-up?
Well, you see some of the guys, they're like 200-300 pounds.
That's what I mean.
Sitting there like eating jelly rolls all day.
That's what I mean.
Drinking their kava.
So
they can barely run like a block down the street.
Right. So I got together with a group of Ukrainian engineers, who basically they want to serve, but they don't want to get mobilized and just get thrown in, to some unit where they're just in a trench and they have all, like, one guy's an aircraft engineer, the other guy's an encryption engineer, all this other shit. I'm a wireless network engineer. Okay. So we have banded together and applied to Angry Birds, which I don't know if you've heard of Angry Birds, but it's
I haven't, but it's a good idea to band with people like that.
Yeah. So I spoke yesterday and this morning with this chief technical officer of the drone unit, and they want to hire me. They want to bring me on. So it's specifically, it's not just a drone team. It's like drone systems development, basically. So pretty high end shit. Pretty awesome. But I've been denied before because I don't speak good enough Ukrainian, and like I was out in Sloviansk. When was I? I was in Sloviansk in May, and this unit right here, this brigade, I was meeting with them, and they were like, so they have like a drone laboratory where they modify drones and do all this shit, and so they after I got done talking to them and touring their laboratory, they were like, dude, we want to hire you like right now. We're going to call the commander and say, hey, this guy needs to join us, and it was a Ukrainian, unit. And then when I was about to leave that day, they came to me and they said, yeah, some neighbor around us heard you speaking English and came up to one of our guys and told him that he was going to call the Russians and tell him where we are. Yeah. Yeah. Can you believe that shit?
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
I've had my fair share of run-ins with some Russian sympathizers before.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen Gerdes seize houses from Russian sympathizers before also.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
man.
Crazy.
Well, maybe that will be a good topic to talk about on the next time, our next live stream. I don't know what we'll have to figure out what your schedule's looking like, but like not this weekend, but the weekend after, like 17th, 18th, something like that would be really awesome. If you're not,
okay,
if you're still around.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I have
Play it
some
by ear.
unknowns going on. So once those things get ironed out, like we'll plan it out later. We'll plan it out.
That's what I figured. Well, cool, man. So thank you everybody for coming. And I hope everybody who watches this later really enjoys hearing from you. And after I panicked everyone, telling everybody you were fucking dead.
Bro, I still can't believe that. That was funny.
Yeah.
I had this guy call me like, hey, people think you're dead. I need proof of life. That was hilarious.
Yeah. I got through your, through the freaking first battalion and said, hey, is anybody find Casey and tell me where he's at? I think he's fucking dead, or the Russians have his phone or something. So yeah, man. So everybody who everybody who would like to support Casey and his unit, if you like soldiers who kiss cats, please buy a raffle ticket. It's $5, not $209. That's grivnas. That's Ukrainian money. It's $5. You can go to whyukraine.com, and as soon as we get to 3,000 or 3,500 bucks, we're gonna buy a medical evacuation pickup for Casey's unit, guys. So awesome, everybody! Thanks for coming. Do pobачення, as they say, and